move forward and they will. Hey everyone, this is Patrick. Welcome to another episode of Client Success Secrets. And today we're going to talk about something very, very fascinating stuff. But before I get to that, let me tell you about the Client Success Secrets show. This is the show that's dedicated to struggling entrepreneurs who take marketing courses and don't finish them. This show is also meant to speak and support those marketing experts who have those so many clients like that who start their programs but they don't finish them. They get stuck at some point, they quit, and then that's where all their dreams die. So they lose, the marketing gurus lose, and everybody loses. So that's a huge problem I'm very passionate about, and that's why I built this show. So let's talk about what this show is going to be about. This particular episode, this is episode 7, by the way. We go live on YouTube and Facebook every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I look forward to seeing you in future episodes at that time. And let's talk about what how the show is going to be structured. So first is we're going to talk about client success secret of the day. Give your clients the choice to move forward and they will. This is a fascinating concept that I discovered recently and I'm very excited to show it with you. Section 2 is going to be what Patrick is working on. That's me. And I'm going to share again a little piece of my journey, what I was working on this week. This week in particular includes my coaching delivery system. So, as for those who are following me, who have followed me for a little while, you should know that this idea that I built called Comeback Coaching is relatively new, and it started with a very, very fascinating idea, which was to help struggling entrepreneurs finish their courses, and then it went in a very some weird directions, and now we have a like much more solid idea. But not only that, I also have an offer ready for marketing experts who care about helping all their clients succeed. Then after that, I managed to build a coaching delivery system that is key, that is critical. Even though I would love to say that, I got, many clients come my way and I've tested a lot of these ideas, the reality is that that's not what's going on. But at the same time, I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to build the best possible delivery system. After all, what I am teaching marketing experts is how to rebuild their programs so that more people finish them. Are you with me? Section 3 is going to be what I like to call comeback coaching in action. I already introduced the framework to you, but let me tell you what it does. Comeback coaching is my process for turning unsuccessful clients into raving fans who get results and grow your business for you. Amazing, right? So, this section 3, I'm going to touch on one little interesting strategy in combat coaching, which is about hand holding your coaching clients without the sweat. It kind of sounds weird, but I think it makes a lot of sense. You wouldn't want to spend all your time on fulfillment. And I will be talking about that a little bit deeper as we go forward, but that's what the show is going to be about. Section 1. So give your clients the choice to move forward and they will. What I noticed in a lot of the group coaching programs that I've been to, especially specialized in marketing, obviously, is that it gets to a point where nobody gets in touch with you anymore. That can be sad, that can be frustrating, and it certainly is. It certainly was for me. And I have no doubt that it's huge problem, a huge disappointment for a lot of entrepreneurs out there. So let me tell you how that works. Imagine that I'm sure you've been in this place before. You join a group coaching program. They say, okay, you'll get to a certain level, like they have a certain promise. You'll get there in like 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 3 months, and or even 4 months. Like it's usually not too long. Like it tends to be under 6 months. And what happens is that you go through every lesson in the program. You can like self-paced, like watch the videos and do the assignments. You can also show up to those sessions that they usually host weekly. Sometimes it's one session, sometimes it's two sessions, But the point is, they have a certain timeline, right? The problem is that once that timeline is over, nobody checks with it. Like, I've gone through this. I've been to very good programs, like high rated programs, where nobody gets in touch with you. It's over. So you paid your thing, you got a lot of like group support, and nobody gets in touch with you. And what's so crazy about that is, obviously, the biggest problem of all, that what concerns me the most, is the fact that clients were left behind. So a lot of people are not going to finish. A lot of people are going to get stuck. A lot of people are going to get distracted, and nobody gets in touch with them. But I would love to say that this is just a problem of an ethical problem, which that is, my biggest driving force when it comes to everything that I do. But at the same time, it's also not profitable for a coaching business. Let me explain. Let's flip the scenario first. So imagine that you are attracting a client, right? That has lots lots of acquisition, like that's the term, acquisition terms associated with it, meaning that one way or another you are paying to get people in your program, and you could be paying advertising, you could be paying funnels, you could be paying domains, you could be paying CRMs, you could be paying staff. Like, running a business has costs, right? And acquiring a customer is something that is also, has a certain cost. So then the person goes through your program, and they fail, right? They get stuck at some point, they quit, they give up, they maybe look for answers somewhere else. Maybe they just give up entrepreneurship altogether. Maybe they get unmotivated for several months and they get back to the game, but not with you, with someone else. So it's bad, right? Um, and then, so what do you do? Well, what you could have done was to not only get in touch with them, but also try to sell them something else. I am so shocked at how little, these group programs sell to their people. I know it sounds bad to sell more things to the people who haven't, like, had success, but it's actually quite the opposite in a lot of ways. For example, if somebody got stuck at some point, maybe what they need is one-on-one coaching. Maybe what they need is an extra person in your team checking with them more often. Maybe what they need is more group sessions. Maybe what they need is personal development work. Like, maybe what they need is a way to pay for software, or a way to pay for a virtual assistant, or a way for them to learn content marketing and some other type of strategy that is not in your core program, or that it is, but they would probably need to, get deeper into. So, in this lack of follow-up, obviously it turns into lack of support. We're not supporting them. And often we can argue that there are people who have the resources. I'm talking about our clients, right? They have the resources. They have us, they have our team, they have our software, they have, like, emails, they have calls, they have everything. Apparently, they have everything that they need. But they're still not getting results. They're still stuck. And on top of that, often they don't even leverage, utilize those resources. Why? Well, one of the biggest reasons, one big reason they don't, is that they don't know what to do with them. And that's also a flaw in our delivery system. They shouldn't have to guess what everything is for. They would have to simply be there, right? It would have to be obvious. Or if it's not obvious, there needs to be some way of communicating that. For example, having FAQs or having emails saying, hey, like, once every week or 2 weeks or a month, send an email and say, look, do you have this resource? Are you stuck here? Do you need support with this? And then tell them what they have and what it's for. Because usually they remember everything that they have available as soon as they sign up, and maybe within the first month or two. But then they sort of forget. I mean, I don't intend to say that people are dumb, but it's just that there's too much going on in people's lives. The modern life is too busy, and often, we take a lot for granted, and that includes the resources that your program provides. So, what does it look like? And now, okay, got off track a little bit. So, you are not offering them anything else, support or not support, free or not free. You're not offering them anything else. The next thing is you are not, they are not buying anymore. So that means that they're what's called the lifetime value of that client is completely stuck. So they bought your $3,000 or $5,000 coaching program, and you don't sell them anything else. So the lifetime value is gonna be the same from the time that they made their first purchase until the end of time. Like, we're not offering new ways of supporting them that they can pay for. We're not. That's so much. Like, we're talking about hundreds, thousands of dollars left on the table. No kidding. Now, if you were now, let's go. Let's put it into positive now. If you were to offer them the next step, if you were to tell them, "Hey, what do you need? I have it." If you simply showed up, if you simply showed them the way forward, they will probably take it. We just, it's not really our fault. Is that is how we learn that coaching is done from the top marketing gurus in the world, and that is not it. Like, that is so short-sighted. It's just unbelievable. On the other hand, you also have those gurus who don't stop selling, who are selling so hard all the time that they're unbearable. Maybe that could be a limiting belief on your end. Perhaps maybe you don't want to be like them, and then you just don't do it. You think that you are done selling after the first time, that your program is so good that people are just going to get results, which doesn't happen. And you simply say, you know what, it wouldn't be ethical to sell them the next thing. It wouldn't be in their best interests to sell them the next thing. They have not made any money for themselves, so I don't want to sell them something else. Like, there could be so many like thoughts holding you back, but you have to do it. And you have to take the risk, because this is about courage. Instead of assuming that there are certain rules in the world of business, that we just can't do certain things, to show up. Be willing to be rejected by the people who put money and trust in you. That is tough. That is super hard to do. And that may be the bottom of the problem. The reason why we're not making more offers to the people who already bought from us is that we could be, I want you to think hard about this, we could be holding back for the fear of being rejected, for the fear of hearing the client say, "I didn't get any results. I don't trust this anymore. This doesn't work." Like, that is a legit fear. No kidding. But it is time you get over it if you have it. And if you don't, you're simply so immersed in what mainstream marketing is teaching you that you're not doing it. You have not made the consideration even of selling them anything else. I have had the experience of buying more things from the same person, even before getting results, let's say wild results, before making any sales. I've gone through some programs and not made any sales. I've gone through other programs and made a few sales, but nothing crazy, etc. And I still buy from them. Honestly, I would want them to give me more support. That's what I would have wanted in so many cases. I know, like, I really love this system. I know it works, and I need more support. Where is the support? Nowhere. Especially when it comes to online courses. I do know that I've been talking about group programs, but online courses are the worst. People are screaming that they want more help. They don't get it. And that's like a huge business opportunity that just goes out the window. Now, let's talk about what Patrick has been up to. Okay, so like I said, I said, mini conclusion from the first section is give your clients a way forward and they will take it. That's it. And some of them will reject you. Some of them will tell you to F off. And some others are going to be so grateful that you showed up and said, look, what are you struggling with? Tell me. Did you know I have this? Or I want to build this to help people like you. They're going to feel so grateful. They're going to be to feel heard. They're going to feel a connection with you. If the relationship with the particular client was bad before you showed up, you could turn things around. They would say, you know what, nobody has approached me like this before. I thought, I've already ran out of options because I invested. I went through this 4 months program and nothing happened. And I thought I just missed my chance, that you were not going to give me anything anymore until I paid again. But there is a way. There's always a way. And you can be generous. You can do free stuff. You can do free trials. That's my favorite one. Or you can straight up, sell them the next thing. And it could be low ticket, high ticket, middle ticket. You don't know for sure. You can't predict the state of mind that they're going to be in. You can't predict how much money they're going to be able to be able and willing to spend. So you just don't know. So what you got to do, find out how, reaching out. So let's talk about section two. Let's see what Patrick has been up to. So, like I said earlier, I am developing my coaching delivery system. So, what that is my delivery, which means that what happens after the purchase. That's what so many people take for granted. What happens in your business with your clients after the purchase? So, let's talk about some of the stuff that I wrote. Actually, I'm extremely excited because I had the opportunity to use everything that I learned in the last 5 years in plastic, put it on the paper. Not even sure I use the right word. Uh, put it on paper. It's right here. Eventually, this is going to turn into a document, and eventually, those documents are going to turn into software. So I'm gonna go like, all in, super wild, and deliver some crazy, crazy results. And really, since that this is my field, client success and client retention, that is how I designed my delivery system. So do you want to hear a couple of things? So what I did first was the basic thing, which is to go through my framework and lay out the steps, step by step, and see how I can accommodate those steps, allocate the effort throughout a certain amount of time. So week one, week two, week three. So even though that sounds like a standard thing, there are going to be a couple of things that I do very, very differently. So obviously there is going to be some time for mindset work, even though marketing experts probably have a solid mindset. There is always something that goes beyond that. As you saw, I just pointed out very important things that most marketing experts overlook. And they do because they have learned from mainstream marketing what it's supposed to be. So they started with this idea. You started with this idea of being unique and being extraordinary and being like top 1%. But then at some point, you just got stuck into imitating everybody who was a little too good at marketing. But now it's your time to break the shell and do your own thing for real. Don't be another Russell Brunson. Don't be another Grant Cardone, another Pedro Adao, another Dean Graziosi. You are going to be you 1000%. Are you ready? Let's talk about this. So, I'm going to dedicate time to mindset. So, a person joining my program is going to receive a mindset video every week. And this mindset video is going to cover two big like mindset systems. Let's call them that like that. The first mindset system is what I call the brave entrepreneur mindset, or the unstoppable mindset. And that is 7 mindsets that help anyone really. They are designed, they are inspired from entrepreneurs, but they are also made for the regular person. So you'll love this. And these mindsets help you basically, in short, they help you think, speak, and act with absolute confidence. Loving this so far? So I will make a video or audio recording every week that they're going to get. Like if you sign up with me, you're going to see that every week. You're going to get in your members area, you're going to get a new audio that's going to be me teaching you a mindset. What I really like about the way I teach mindset is that I always put it in terms of a shift from negative to positive. So I start by pointing out all the negative things that probably you are thinking right now, that probably are holding you back right now. And then I show you how you can flip the situation, flip your thinking, and eliminate those negative beliefs. I do have a process to eliminating negative beliefs too, which is going to be included in this. So every week you get a mindset audio. Could be a video too. Next is that we're going to talk about. Honestly, I can't really show you my entire framework, but just to give you an idea, most weeks this is week are structured the same way. Most of them, not all of them. So in session one, we have two sessions. That depends also on the level of support that you want. I really want this experience to be super customized. It's going to be one-on-one coaching, and the experience is going to be, very customized to you. So if you are not a big fan of getting emails every day, we can cut it off. I will ask you on an onboarding session how much communication is good for you. Also, if we're talking about sport, we could meet uh, twice a week, once a week, or once every 2 weeks. That is also going to be your choice. That it will be completely flexible based on the step of the framework that we're working on. So that will be your call. So if you were to get full support, we would have a first session within the same week, a first session where we have a discussion. So I explain you the overall framework. You will receive a template via email before the session. You will get a preparation form for the session, and then we're going to talk about it. Not talk about it for quite a while, so that we make sure we can customize a strategy to fit your business needs, right? So obviously, coaching is coaching, and what I really love about one-on-one is that you have the opportunity to customize a lot as much as possible, and that's what's going to happen. So once we have our plan laid out that suits your needs, we're going to have a second session that I call implementation session, and that is something that I really hard about teaching marketing experts. Implementation sessions is extremely important, and you can do that for your clients even if you're not doing one-on-one or you don't want to do one-on-one. You could still add implementation in your content so that people spend the time doing the assignment with the accountability of the video. So in this case, the accountability will be one-on-one, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna meet, take the plan that we talked about last session, and get through the steps as many as we can. We're going to probably, well, I mean, certainly, we're going to set a certain limit to how far we're gonna get. We could finish the whole thing. We could leave a few things undone for you to finish by yourself, and that's the second session if you're getting maximum support, right? Which again will be customized. Then you're going to get reminders. Again, reminders are going to be customized as well, those notifications. And then you're going to get what I call a project deadline notification. So by near the end of the week, you will get an email saying, okay, this is our deadline to finish this project, which is this phase of the framework. And then we're going to go back and forth just a little bit. I am going to review your plan, your project. I really love that part, honestly. Should be a lot more of that in group coaching programs. I'm going to review how you did, how we both did, kind of, this step of the framework. And then I'm going to ask for your final approval so that we can move forward to the next step. Honestly, I really love how I laid it out. And again, this is more or less how every week is structured. So just to give you the skeleton of it one more time, the outline, we have mindset video, on any given week. We have, if your customization is the highest support, you will get two sessions: a discussion session and an implementation session. Then you'll get a template with the that lays out the step of my framework that we're working on that week. Then you're gonna have an implementation session where the two of us, on a collaborative fashion, are going to get things done live, right? Last is the project deadline notification, and then the review by the coach. That's me. I'm gonna go through like your stuff. You'll send it over to me. I'm going to review everything, and if it looks good to go, just get your final approval, and we move to the next step. And the next step is going to be more or less the same. We're going to work on a different thing that obviously builds off of the last step, and we're gonna go through the entire thing for 12 weeks. I'm still deciding whether it's going to be 12 weeks or less, but it looks like, the way I see it, we can get a lot done in 8 weeks, but we can get everything done in 12. So how is that? So you could get insane value with 8 weeks and still like get things going, or I could help you finish the full setup of my strategy, and then you're gonna be super good to go. Uh, Then we have, there's something else. Every month, I do something called client breakthrough sessions. This is a strategy that I teach marketing experts, but I also use it with clients. So this is what happens once a month. So at the end of any given month, or when we reach week 4 or week 8 or week 12, we're going to give you time to first finish that you could be everything that's not done, everything that needed extra time to finish, everything that you struggled with and you slowed down somehow. You're gonna be working. You're gonna have that extra week to finish everything that's not finished. And also, we're gonna go through this client breakthrough session. It's only the one session that week, where we're gonna go where I walk you through my process that helps you take charge of your journey, that helps you acknowledge your progress. It's like a supercharged accountability session. I talk about it like extensively in my masterclass, the Client Revolution masterclass. So if you're interested, let me know. Registrations are not open yet, but they will be in a couple of weeks. I am gonna do that somewhere like mid-May. So in that masterclass, I explain the client breakthrough session strategy in depth. This is extremely important for your clients to get it forward in their journey, get it forward in the way they use your frameworks, and that's also going to encourage personal development. And with that said, they are going to be able to get a lot more done without your involvement. And this is how you scale a business. This is how you scale your fulfillment. And that's more or less my entire delivery system. I could tell you everything, but it's gonna get repetitive at some point. And also, I don't want to reveal my full framework right here. But it was super fun. I hope you did get a lot of value from this. I am sure that you could grab one tip or two and add them to your delivery system to make it way more effective. So there you have it. Like, that is 5 years of learning, studying, being successful and unsuccessful at so many marketing courses, and everything is right there. Everything is right in this folder. So super excited. And on top of that, I am going to end up automating that entire system. So a lot of those steps are going to be automated. So it's going to look like a mega package that delivers content and results to clients, and everybody wins with the least friction possible. Super excited about that. Also, that reminds me, if you're a marketing expert looking to take things to the next level, to really like stand out in the industry for being one of the most caring leaders in the world and being have that absolute utmost um, uniqueness for your business. Because why? Because you are the most caring leader in the world. If that is something that interests you, I highly encourage you to send me a direct message or leave a comment on this live, and I will reach out to you later, and I will walk you through this amazing process. It's combat coaching, which is the name of my strategy, but it's also a very systematic approach in the delivery that's going to guarantee that you set up the system that I teach in your clients will get better results. You will start or increase your recurring revenue, and you are also going to be way more profitable. So it's profitability, sustainability, and predictability. All those three that a lot of people take for granted. Now most marketing gurus talk about getting clients, how to get clients, how to book appointments, how to how to make more money, how to increase the average card value, and how to generate leads. Like most gurus talk about that like all the time. Like that's the only thing that seems to be important, but it definitely it's not. It's not. Client success, that is delivering results to all your clients no matter what, and exploiting that client success that carry more than nobody else so that you can profit from it. It's a perfect business model, really. You can grow, you can keep most of your money, you can cut your expenses, um, and you're going to have a much larger impact, which is what you're here for. I know that money is important, growing your business sustainably is important, but remember why you do what you do. So let's talk about the third point now. Oh, that was Patrick. So I'm just gonna go back to my few notes here. There's not a lot of notes. So I really want to remember what it is that I was gonna show you next. Oh, somehow I don't find it, but I just remember what it was. So hand holding for your coaching clients without the sweat. So earlier I touched on a little gem that you may have missed in this show, and that is video, the power of video. If you're very, very strategic with your coaching delivery system, like I am, you are going to exploit video so that you can have that, you can create that accountability at scale, so that more clients, so that having 100 clients shouldn't be, shouldn't get in the way of you supporting them the best possible way. That is what we're doing here. Because at the end of the day, most people fail at group programs because it's a group program. We can't do one-on-one with everybody. Some Many marketing experts try to hire client success managers or to invest a ton of their time in doing one-on-one. But this is not sustainable. Sustainability is a key term here, and I brought it up a couple of times. So we have to completely change our mindset about client success. So this is what you're going to do. One of the combat coaching strategies that I teach is video. What? That sounds so simple. Yes, and trust me, it took me a long time to. It took me a long time to figure out to simplify this. For the longest time, I've been a person who overcomplicates things a lot. Like I have a very powerful mind that creates. It's a creative machine. It's a creativity machine, and sometimes I have a hard time, simplifying things. Fortunately, I've been doing really well lately when it comes to taking something very complex and making it super simple. Simple, but not to the point where it's not effective or useful anymore. So what you're gonna do is to create a video. So there are a couple of ways of doing this. One is that you're gonna make a conclusion video in your group coaching program or even online course that is going to show them the next step. As simple as that. So what it looks like is you could let's divide it into a couple of sections. Section one: congratulations, I am grateful that you made it to this point. You completed the name of your program, and this is what you've done in the last several weeks. And now you're probably thinking this, like, what's next, for instance. And then you talk about the different options. You say, look, we have another program that would be most helpful for you. Or did you, if you didn't finish all the assignments, if you got through all the videos but somehow didn't finish all the assignments, or you don't feel too confident about launching your thing, let's call it funnel, let's call it webinar, let's call it Facebook group, let us know. So if you really know your clients, you would be able to know exactly where they're at after they've gone through a certain portion of your program and communicate to them in the exact place that they are and tell them, look, you may be here, or you may be here, or you may be here. Like, map out a couple of scenarios and tell them, if you are this person, this is what you need to do next. This is what I advise that you do next. You could join our next program, which means an upsell for you if that person effectively, goes to the next to the funnel or goes to book a call with you. You have an opportunity to upsell right then and there. You see how you were missing so much opportunities. Another option is that, hey, you got stuck. Tell us what you need. Send us an email. We'll reply to you within 48 hours, and or book your call. Like, you don't have to be so like protective about your time. You can offer them. It's not going to happen all the time. Like, if it's the end of your group program that we're talking about, it's not going to happen all the time. So maybe every month you book 5 of those calls. Or you can be strategic, like I said, and just set up a funnel to tell them this is the next thing, apply to this, or watch this presentation. So at the end of the day, marketing is marketing. So you could be doing a lot of one-on-one, but you don't really have to. So you offer them the next step. That could turn into an upsell, which is it's a super like it's a great outcome for both of you, your client and you. Another option is that you figure out what problem they have, and then you start to realize it's so true. We're not addressing this. Should have known. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's not about feeling guilty. It's about learning from them. And that's another thing that I wanted to point out right now, which I find so like shocking. When it comes to marketing, we always say know your audience on a deeper level. But after they purchase something, we sort of stop that process. We have a hot audience, super hot traffic in our clients list, not email list, clients list. And we should be talking to them all the time to learn what they need, what they have, what they don't have, what they struggle with. That is the ongoing process that we need to engage in. That is going to help us develop amazing products. And that's what's going to help your clients get better results. And in turn, you're going to get paid again and again and again. Imagine that you could turn one $5,000 sale into a $300 membership, getting paid every month. If you do your job right, they're not going to want to leave. And in a year, they're paying you $3,600. So you sold them a first package of $3,000, and you made more than that after 12 months. Why? Because you decided to care. You decided not to give up on them. you decided to continue giving them your attention, even if it's in the form of video and email, and they are going to get better results. And you pretty much eliminate the possibility of them going to somebody else because you don't stop supporting. And the next thing is upsells. So a person who enters your coaching, your group program for $5,000, $3,000 or $5,000, and then is abandoned, is not going to buy anything anymore. But if you don't stop caring, they could pay you recurring revenue if you set that up correctly. That's what I do with combat coaching, and you could upsell them. So that person who once bought a $3,000 package could buy a $10,000 package. And if you don't give up on them and continue supporting them over time, somebody who bought your first $3,000 coaching program could end up paying you like an infinite amount of money. Like right now, just to give you a clue, just to give you some solid numbers on how that works for a very, very successful company, which is ClickFunnels. They start people off by selling them. Often, in their master classes or not in their webinars, they often sell $1,000 packages. So you get access to the platform, ClickFunnels. You get their trainings, and then they could take you to the next level. That's how they set everything up. I don't like 100% the way they do it, but in terms of like maximizing profits, they are spot on. In terms of client success, they could do a lot better. However, they have a membership that is called the 2X coaching program. That is a real coaching program. You get group, you get one-on-one, like you get everything, and you get content, you get like a membership, a success path, etc., etc. So they charge $2,500 every month for that. And I would love to say that it's because they haven't given up on their clients. That is not exactly why they do it. That's my way of doing things. But the way they do it is to simply never stop selling. That's good advice. To me, it's incomplete, but it is good advice. To me, the basis of client ascension is client success. So the way I see it is you get your clients from point A to point B and then ascend them, right? That is the ideal possible state. It's not the only way of doing things, but I really love the ethical aspect of doing that. So, do you realize the potential of this idea? If you have 50 clients in your group program and 40 of them fail and quit, which is super common. I'm not exaggerating the numbers at all. That would be a 20% success rate, which is kind of high for group programs. You have 40 people who could potentially be supported by you. Then you step in, right? Send those emails, give them access to those videos in your program, or add them to your program. I mean, they will have access. Just add those conclusion videos and tell them, look, this is the next step. And the next step sometimes means that they have to do more work on their own. Some other times it's going to mean that they will take your upsells because they need more support. It's going to be their call. And that's what I really like about this process. You're giving people a choice. You're giving them a choice to move forward. And a lot of them are going to take it. That could mean paying you more or not paying you at all, but they are in charge of their journey. And that kind of ownership is exactly what's going to get them results. All right. So I really hope you love this show. That was Client Success Secrets episode 7. And remember, we go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We continue disclosing client success secrets every week. And, keep going. This is my journey. This is our journey. But stay in touch. Let's grow this together, and I can't wait to see what we're gonna create together. Take care.